There we go. Help if I actually clicked the right one. Let's just close Bethesda Launcher. And I probably don't need Discord or Twitch. Twitch is being weird. Okay. Okay, right. So let's just put these in here. So we just need to do that, which is, I think I need a big one. Yeah, I need to get... Hey guys, I'm Phoenix here and welcome back to Satisfactory. I learned how you do elevators and... yeah, we'll deal with that in a second because I need to set up a new truck route and new things, but I'm not going to worry about that. I just got to set up something else first, and then we'll dive into quite what happened last night, because it was hilarious, and I don't really know anymore. Things happened. Also, I found out where the map is. It's on Z. So I've got a truck that's moving and doing things, which is awesome. But I need computers for my next big thing, because I need to make these oscillators, and I need to improve something that's over in that direction. And yeah, so let's grab some of those and build a manufacturer, because manufacturers do things. Where am I going to put this? Probably up near this new storage area. Yeah. Let's put it up there. We'll get that one out of the way. So, I've been watching the Satisfactory page. Actually, I just need to quickly just get a is it vehicles? Put a couple of truck stations on there. Yes, I've been watching this page, and people, there's this sort of power struggle, which I call it, of people trying to build the biggest power thing, which is awesome. I love it when games just basically say, yeah, you can just do this thing, and people say, yeah, all right, let's see what we can do. But there was another one that I saw, which was a stream. Where I just saw the description of it and saw the saw the pictures of it, where somebody had set up a hopper system using these large the industrial storage containers, which are 48 slot containers. Each of them is sort of 2 blocks high, so you've got 2 outputs and 2 inputs on each side, as opposed to the standard ones, which are just flat like that. So these actually allow you to basically build silos. So in this situation, this was my sort of prototype that kind of developed over time. It's 3 storage containers high, and as you can see, just an example there, I've got concrete going into the top one, and then that filters down, as long as there's space, into the bottom one, meaning that I can just come along and grab whatever I need out of the bottom containers. I did have it actually flipped before, and you kind of had to climb up the side in order to get to the top one to get the things out, but I didn't think that was particularly good. So now there's just a sort of a vertical conveyor that goes up the outside and then sticks things into the top one, and then it all sort of filters down into the bottom. Meaning that I can have massive amounts of these steel tubes, or just anything really, pile into here, and then the idea being that I can build up this storage system, and if I need anything I can just come here and get it. So I'll have one for crystal oscillators, which is what I'm about to set up, etc, etc. So let's just quickly get that one set up. They're huge. It's absolutely huge. It's a manufacturer. Some of this stuff is literally just sort of being put in for the moment. Crystal oscillator, and then it needs reinforced iron plates. I've got all of this, and I can sort of automate some of it actually. possibly pulling off various lines. At the moment, it's a bit of a mess. Most of it is sort of, it's in place so that it sort of can be used to construct the storage facility, but over time I'll neaten it up and get rid of this infrastructure. Everything up there is just basic infrastructure rather than sort of permanent facilities. And over in this one over here, we have a load of these plates, which I'll take a load of these. And over here we've got we've got a container containing cables, so I can just grab that. I can stick it all in a couple of storage things. Just take all, and yeah, and that will just sort of do what it needs to do. Now, and this comes the second thing is, how do I get all the components to the facility? At the moment, I'm just sort of sticking in conveyor belts, pulling it off lines, and it's not particularly efficient at all. So what I'm thinking is that what I need is trucks to take them to a location, and then I can sort of split it into three. So a truck will carry 3 of each item that will be deposited into a truck stop, and then split off using the smart splitters into the various conveyors. I think that would work fine. Now, but first of all, we just need to get these crystal oscillators into place so that I can sort of continue to do things. Actually, yeah. I might as well just stick them on top of one another, to be honest. So one there, one. No, don't put it the other way round. One there and one there. I did grab loads of these after all, so we can just stick one in there and one in over there. Oh, and I do actually also need a third one, don't I? Oh, I'm out of plates. It's fine. I can manually put some of the stuff in. It's more for the cables and for these. Excellent. For the moment, that'll be fine. Right, now I need to get some more cables, make some rotors, and then I'm going to go and show you the horrors of what happened last night. If you have OCD, severe OCD, or even minor OCD, what I'm about to show you may set you off a little. It got a little out of control, but you know, I will warn you before we get over the crest to kind of look away. It got interesting. So let's just grab some of them. And I'll just quickly make up 10 rotors. This is kind of why I need a thing that basically says, yeah, this container has 50,000 rotors in it. But it's fine. Yeah. I'll just make sure that's fine. Okay. So we've got everything we need there. Okay, so let's go off and show you what hell looks like. It's lovely, really. I should know. So a few things about this game. one of the things that would say a good game is when you can laugh hilariously after you've died because you know full well it's your fault. That's this game. Totally this game. I died a couple of times yesterday, and each time it was just giggling, just because it was just ridiculous. Basically both times I'd fallen off a cliff. One of the times I fell to my death carrying quite a lot of quite good stuff on me, but I was running from a monster. I just went boom. I was wearing the Blade Runners, and I jumped, not realising that actually I was going to completely overshoot, and yeah, it got interesting. So we're off to the hell now. You can just see it in the distance actually, because that's where the course was, all the way up this mountain. So I just thought, well, I've got to get up this mountain, so I'll just go up the mountain and built all these catwalks, and then dropped all these lifts down, and they go a really weird and interesting way, corkscrewing all over the place. But eventually they do make it down into a fairly logical place. But yeah, that's the hell that I built yesterday, with all the elevators and stuff. And at some point I'm going to have to upgrade this. Am I be able to? Oh no, I probably won't, because I doubt I've got any. Oh no, I've got loads of those on me. Did I forget to take them out? Probably forgot to take them out. Okay, never mind. We'll just quickly upgrade this a little, because this is being a bit slow. Do I have the plates to do it? May not. If not, I can wander down. Yeah, I do, just about. And quartz crystal is what I want to make. Also what I want to make is a truck station. And we'll put it here for now. Ish. Something like that. I do wonder. Ah, that must be the fueled one. And that's the main one. I've been having some issues just trying to work out which one's which, you see. So yeah. Anyway, so that one needs to go into this one. So we've got our inputs, our output, and our fuel input. That must be what that one is. Excellent. It's good to sort of work that one out finally. And I also need to just connect it to power. I should have some. There we go. So that is now getting, or at least it will be getting loads of these, you see. The great thing about truck stations is that's why that's not doing anything, because it needs power. Yeah. So yeah, so can just reroute that into. Oh, we can't. How do we do this? We need a merger, which I can actually just about make, and that goes into that goes into there, and I can get rid of that. So I will need to put all of that here. No, don't put them. That. So crystals are used for crystal oscillators, and if I get those set up, then I can stop. So I'm getting loads of crystal oscillators in here now because, yeah. So they are used for a whole load of things. I don't really know exactly what they all do, but one of the things is to get the Explorer. I will need crystal oscillators. And what else? There was something else that I needed them for. The radar and a few other things, I think. I don't know exactly what. I would assume that they'll probably be useful later on for when nuclear reactors get unlocked and all that sort of thing. Which I really do want to start playing with nuclear reactors when they get released. They're not in this build yet. So yeah, it's shaping up to be a fabulous game, and certainly once their year exclusivity deal is up and people, if they do put it onto Steam, if Steam is still a thing in a year's time, I think those people are sort of holding off from buying it because it's on Epic and only on Epic. Then I think they'll have good fun with it if it goes onto Steam. If it doesn't, then yeah. I kind of hope it does, simply because ultimately I want Epic to succeed, and but I also want Valve to succeed. I want them to both do well out of what's going on, because Valve needs competition to stay clean, and Epic needs competition in order to get better. And as we've seen, Steam has basically become the one that you install. When you get a new computer, the first thing you install is Steam, and as a result, Valve don't need any reason to improve because they've already won. They've beaten the retail market, and retail market don't care about PC games. For a long time, they just didn't care anyway. There was this whole idea of, PC gaming is dying. Really? You look at Steam. About 10 years ago or something, I was told, well, are you a PC gamer? PC gaming is dying. No, it's not. It still hasn't died. And that, 10 years ago, I was being told that. If anything, consoles are. You're in a very, very sort of strange position. So PC gaming is always going to hang around, but it's only going to hang around as long as it's got competition to do so. If it doesn't get that competition, then it will stagnate. It won't do very well simply because it's got no reason to do well. And if people fall out of favour with PC gaming, well, then it really will die. We won't have games like this anymore, because this is not a console game. There are people who own consoles who might enjoy this sort of thing, but they are very, very few and far between. Console games are pretty much for the mainstream. PC games are for the niche. And I would like to see this sort of game come to consoles, because I think there'll be some console players that would really enjoy it. But I know that this is the sort of thing that probably wouldn't sell very well, which is a shame. But anyway, we'll get these in. That's why I kind of need to get this area cleaned up. There's an awful lot of infrastructure that's just not there yet. Hopefully this will all work. Yep, this is working. Does this have power? Did I give it power? No, I did not. Give it a bit of power. And just make sure that I've still got loads of power. I've got a couple of oil generators going, like fuel generators going, and all the I've been scaling down my coal generation and replacing it with oil, because then I'm not using coal for power, I'm using coal for building explosives and steel, and ultimately explosives. Oh yeah, I've got the rifle. Yeah. This is the rifle. It's an automatic rifle, but it's quite slow firing. I haven't actually used it against anything yet, but yeah. Right, I need 50 of these. I could assign it one of a slot, and I think I will actually assign it a slot. I'm going to assign it a slot over here, so I'll build a new rig over here. So for that I need some of them. I need these, and what else do I need? Is it organisation? Oh, it's just those two. Right. Okay, so the way that these get set up is we place these quite far forwards. In fact, it is sort of in line with the end bit, so sort of like there, and they are centered as well in the middle, and so it should be about there, and it's facing forwards. The next one that gets put on top gets flipped the other way around, and so on and so forth, as far as high up as you want to go. Then it's just a case of wiring up the rear, which I'm going to need to get my chainsaw out and just clear this space. Previously I put the wall conveyors in at the bottom. In fact, I want it to be the other way around. Right, so something like that. So the walls go up 4 high, and then at the very top there is that one. So I need another one of these, which will require some more beams. Those are being made. Those are just sort of being made. So for the moment, I am going to run down the. Do I want to put the things in yet? No, because I need to wire that in first. There's a specific order in which these get built. So you build your stack first, then you wire it into the hole. Then you put your conveyors up so that your conveyors know which way around they want to go. They can be a bit funny about flipping directions, so it's just something to sort of watch out for. I upgraded one of the belts and it flipped its direction around, so it was trying to unload the containers instead of loading them. There's some bugs. There are still some bugs, but it's early access. This is also, I should note, not experimental. This is the early access build rather than the experimental build. So things will be broken, but they shouldn't be too broken. It's sort of, I guess, expect oddities but not crashes. I guess that's sort of the difference, because I was getting an awful lot of crashes with experimental. Shooting the Firefly with the scaffold pole gun thing caused the game to crash. Just instant out. So yeah. Right, okay, and so we're now very slowly waiting for things to happen. I will take these out, and hold on. Can I? Yes, I can. I just need to get a few other bits, and then I can build myself the Explorer and see how hilarious that is. Apparently it can climb almost sheer vertical cliffs, which will be perfect for times like these when I really should be wearing my some Blade Runners or a parachute. So we need to go to here. Really do need to reroute all this, but until I get some proper stuff set up, I'm sort of holding off from getting this rerouted into the new sort of storage system, just because I want to get it to a point where it's reasonable. Right, the Explorer, which is something that I can build. Ooh, that looks nice. Where shall we put it? Down here. Here's good. I can get out either through there or, yeah, that'll be alright. And I will also need to grab some fuel, which... So it's got itself a workbench. The clickiness is a little bit off on it, but put some biofuel in it and see quite how this thing performs. Alright, okay, it's nimble. It's very floaty. It's kind of what I expected it to be. It is very floaty. It's kind of like handling wise if you drove the SRV in Elite Dangerous on an icy planet at full speed, sort of over cliffs. It's very, very floaty. Because it's a lightweight buggy. It's not necessarily bad. It's something that I could probably get used to. I would probably prefer, especially on long journeys, rather than maybe would be good for sort of outrunners. But I think for long journeys, I would probably prefer the truck. But I can also load it up with stuff. So I can use it as a sort of not a truck per se, because it's not really got the storage space that I want. But I can use it as I need to quickly go to one of the truck stops to pick up fuel or something. You know, it's a fast, nimble vehicle used for sort of emergencies and exploration and the like. But no, that's nice. A little sort of get around. And because of its smaller size, I think I should also be able to navigate my base a little easier than using a truck. So yeah, maybe that's sort of what I would use it for, more like a taxi, and a sort of a fast exploration vehicle rather than a what I would use the trucks for, which is sort of more of a slow going, but it's going to have it's got loads of space in it, and it's sort of used for all kinds of useful things. So yeah, well, that'll be alright. Need to get some more biofuel though, because I'm out. So yes, it's a wonderful game. It's one of those, I don't know, it is just a wonderful game. You know, it's got a nice aesthetic to it. It's not realistic, but it's quite colourful. It's got a little bit more, I guess, style to it than some other factory builders. Factory is nice. It's a sort of a big, complicated game with an awful lot of things that you can do. But it is very sort of brown. It's not quite as colourful as this. It's almost like it's trying to say, hey, this is you're working for a happy, friendly company, just tearing this world apart, pumping pollutants into the atmosphere and doing all sorts of pretty horrible things. But at least we're looking good while we're doing it. let's get this in. I don't know what this actually unlocks. I can't remember. I should have a look. Let's have a look. Oh yes, this activates the radar tower, so it reveals an area around itself. So I would assume instead of actually having to explore these areas, you can place a radar tower down and it will just sort of explore it for you, which will be a useful thing to have. All these systems that just need to be flipped around and enhanced and improved. I need to get my computers back. I need to research supercomputers. I need to do all kinds of just additional things. And I need to go and make a cake in a minute. Time flies. Alright, so yes. If I sound tired, it's because I am actually quite exhausted. And hungry, actually. I want to eat cake, but I haven't made it yet. It's a little bit of a problem. Oh god, that one's the wrong way around. It would look awful. Let's just fix that. There we go. We're fine now. Nope, not that one. Why is that one being a pain? I bet it's run out of... Oh, yeah, I know what's happened. It's run out of steel, I bet. This one, yeah, it's out of these. I need to get some more steel beams for it. Which is going to be interesting. Now, oh god. I wish I had a recipe that did beams or other things. Sorry, my hay fever's just started. All the times for hay fever to kick off. I shouldn't have gone out. Shouldn't have left the house. There's pollen everywhere. Right. Yes. So over here somewhere. So all of this, everything you see here, is going to go into a storage system because it's an utter mess, and I need to fix it all, but not now. Basically, so the rough plan that I have for this place: tear out all the coal and replace it all with oil. So I need to get more oil stuff up. So all the new oil stuff needs to go up. Then all of these coal generators are cleared out, and any upgrades that I've got in the coal generators go into the oil generator things, the fuel generators. So all this gets cleared. Then we reroute iron and coal supplies into smelteries. Foundries? Smelteries. Foundries. And this makes useful stuff, basically. What's all this? So this is steel ingots going into here. So it's things like this where I've got loads of steel ingots going into here, but it's actually been quite slow. But we've then got this going out into nowhere, as it turns out. Because this was feeding a system that isn't being fed anymore, apparently. So that's going out here, and it's going over into there. That's where it's going. So what I need to do really is do a quick splitter and just make my tangled web of conveyors even worse, but then we can just sort of pull it along down here. And maybe sort of up here, and then we put in a conveyor lift. It sort of goes, yeah, no, for goodness sake. Yeah, sort of like that, and then, I know, like that. It's pretty horribly put together, but for now I just need to get this in place. Right. So that's splitting off steel. So yeah, that will basically get turned into steel production. And then I will set up a proper conveyor belt system, which will be like on the poles, and that will take it into here, and then sort of no, as needed type of thing. Where does this need to go into? Oh, it goes up here. Okay. So this will be getting beams in very slowly, but it'll be fine. I wonder if I can. Did I pick any up? No. I can upgrade that. And then that sort of mess will make some more of that. Meanwhile, over here. Okay, so that will now generate all of these. Okay, and I can take this down here. But I've got to go now. I'm just going to do a quick stream, just to basically jump around and show you stuff and things of that nature. Yes, I've got to go and make a cake now. The butter should be nice and soft by this point. It's one of those weird things, you know. Before I moved, I never thought of making cakes, and now you kind of see it as some kind of incredibly complicated thing, but really all it is even when you read recipes, they say that you should cream the butter. So you leave your butter to soften for sort of half an hour to an hour. Then you put in your sugar, and they say you should cream the sugar into the butter, and you kind of get this sort of soft mess. What I do is I mix it up until the sugar is sort of in the butter, until there's no sort of sugar lingering around in the pan. Then I throw in the eggs, then I throw in the flour, and I basically just sort of mix everything up quite crudely, and then I just shove it into a baking tin, stick it in the oven 200 for about 20 minutes or so, adjust the timing slightly, possibly here and there. They're dead easy to make. You don't really need to do all the creaming stuff that an awful lot of places say, and you get some good cake actually out of it. But yeah, it's just going off on a GLaDOS style tangent. Yes. Anyway, so I should go and do that now. I should go and mix my sugar into my butter, make a cake, and then in about an hour's time I will have delicious cake of my own to eat. So hopefully I'll be able to survive the next hour without cake. But anyway, with that, I will say thank you very much for watching. We will probably be returning to this either next week. I'm going to try and do streams at about this time at the weekend, at least once a weekend, but I don't know. Sort of if I feel like it, basically. But yeah, things are good. Things are moving. I want to get these belts so that they're just chock all the time with stuff. So yeah, that's what I'll be doing. So with that, I will say thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.